for our thriller opening, Citizen X, we had to learn and handle a lot of technology that we hadn't previously experienced, and for this, because we were on a tight time scale, we had to learn actually how to do it on a efficient and quick way. So the first thing we focused on was the camera work and details like white balance and focus pulling, which we both used. We used both these things in our actual opening, so it was important to get familiar with them. We were pretty good, and I was pretty good at actually learning how to do it. It was when that was a short-term problem when we actually started filming, but by the end of it, we were very used to actually knowing when to do it and when to not. So then we had to think about framing, camera work, angle size, things like that. And this went well because we had planned extensively. I think if we hadn't have planned as much, it would have been nowhere near as fluent and as efficient as it was. But because we had sorted everything out previously, the whole kind of angle and framing worked well. Next, we moved into the editing suite and also had a lot of new technology there that we need to deal with that we haven't previously experienced. We felt because we had planned the editing and we were very familiar with what we wanted our product to be, we were actually quite quick in the editing suite, and we worked well. And this led to I think a cleaner aspect to our thriller opening than we had previously expected. So the first thing we decided to do was the titling. This was a bit of a problem as we hadn't previously planned all of it. I mean, we realised that we wanted to fade the names out and actually have the titles as quite a prominent thing. The main theme of our thriller opening was to not reveal anything to the audience and to keep them guessing as long as we could through the actual thriller. So for this, the titles couldn't give away anything. However, we did actually add an abstract thing for the title, Citizen X, because we just felt it was too bland and uninteresting otherwise. So we added a big X in the background and then the word Citizen in the foreground when we added a crescendo of music, and we actually felt this was quite effective and one of the high points of our piece. So then we had to think about sound. This we've been kind of helped by the diegetic sound that was actually off screen from the shots we had, for example the keyboard when the names are being typed out, and the printer or when the document is sealed. All we had to do with these, we had to make the sound more prominent and clearer in a few ways, but that wasn't too tricky to do, and we all got used to actually the process of doing that. It was when we had to choose music for the crescendos of our titles that we met a bit of a problem, because we were actually quite indecisive about what kind of music we wanted to get, because there was quite a lot of choices in the application GarageBand. In the end, we went for probably something more eerie than we had expected, but it portrays mystery really well, so we used that, and it had quite frequent crescendos in its music as well. So throughout the fading names of the title sequence, there is crescendos building up and actually creating suspense, which we thought was really effective. Non-diegetic sound was used, I think, only twice, with the sound of the protagonist in the second scene coming down the stairs. We had to actually lower the sound quite a lot because we wanted it to appear muffled and slightly disconnected. Then we had the mobile phone. We used a very generic ringing tune for the mobile phone to create a sense of professionalism within the protagonist, and we thought this was overall. Myself and the group were very efficient and very quick at organising, planning, and actually structuring the whole movie as a whole, and I think this gives it a very fluent and actually well planned feel.